Hello everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku charts.com daily analysis for the Euro US dollar FX for Tuesday, March the 20th, 2012. Well, the trend continues to the upside today. Previous candle made a higher high and a higher low. Today's candle has not advanced that trend to the upside, but we haven't had a change of trend to the downside, so the previous trend remains in force. We have in bar chart terms an inside day, which does raise doubt about continuation of the trend to the upside. We've also had a black body candle, a small black body, as opposed to the previous 3 days trading, where we saw white body candles with the buyers in control and making net bullish progress. In today's situation, we have the sellers making net bearish progress, but only a fairly small amount. But if we look at the where the market's closed, the sellers have failed to take control of this market, so that could be significant. We've actually had the market close between the midpoint level and the high of the range, so that suggests that the buyers have taken control of this market once again. Only fairly weak control, but still control, so there hasn't been a change of control for the previous 4 days. We do have a large shadow on the bottom of this candle as well, and that represents the sellers losing commitment as they tested down below this strong level of support that I highlighted previously at 31.96, and I suggested yesterday that it would be a support level. It was previously a very strong resistance level and support, resistance, support, resistance, and now acting as support for today's trading. In terms of Ichimoku, we have a bullish market in big picture terms by trading above the cloud, just bearish in the medium term time frame by trading just below the Kijun-sen, but really quite neutral because it's trading very close to it, and remaining bullish in the short term time frame by trading above the Tenkan-sen, the green line. The Kijun-sen is pointing flat, so market price action has been attracted back towards there, and we're hovering just slightly above and below there. So the market is really in equilibrium in the medium-term time frame. We're waiting for this situation to resolve itself in that medium-term time frame. Now, for tomorrow's trading, 131.96 is a very important level for the market if we are going to see a downtrend develop. Obviously the low of the current candle is very important for a potential test down there and a change of trend, and the 131.45 level that coincides with where the Tenkan-sen is trading as well. If we do see the market continue trending to the upside, then we do have resistance at the 133.20 level, and then roughly around the 133 level as well. So a market that's bullish in the big picture terms, but really trying to make up its mind in the medium term time frame. We are in a medium term downtrend, a second time frame downtrend, with the market making lower peaks and lower troughs. There is potential for this market to make another lower peak at this level if we can change the trend to the downside, but certainly even though the trend is up and the sellers have lost commitment, the buyers aren't terribly strong in this market. They failed to take out the previous high, so we have a rather indecisive market at the moment. We have to wait and see how it resolves itself with regard to the support and resistance levels. Next, moving to the Aussie dollar US dollar, and here we see a change of trend today. Previous day's trading, I highlighted the spinning top type candle at the end of the uptrend and suggested that there was good potential for a change of trend. We have seen that change of trend today, with the current candle making a lower high and a lower low. A very large black bodied candle, and the sellers have gained from some very strong downside momentum in this market. We've had the sellers make very strong net bearish progress, and if we look at the size of some of these black body candles previously, we can see that in these bigger picture terms, that on the sell-offs the black bodies are much larger than the white bodies as the market's been appreciating. So the sellers really are in control of this market in a medium-term time frame. But on the short-term time frame, just looking at the dynamics of this candle for today's trading, the sellers have been strongly committed to taking this market lower. They've made strong net bearish progress, and they've closed this market with very strong control. They did lose some commitment when testing around the 104.50 level, and we saw previously here that price action was rejected from their previous resistance level, so very strong support level here, and that will be an important level for tomorrow's trading if the market is going to trade lower. Down below there we do have the 103.77 level, and that should be a fairly strong level of support for the market as well. To the upside, resistance around the 106 level, a very strong level, and that coincides with the top of the cloud. The top of the cloud for tomorrow's trading will be extended up to the 106.35 level roughly. In terms of Ichimoku, the market remains neutral by trading within the cloud, and is also bearish in the medium term and fast term timeframes by trading below the Kijun-sen and the Tenkan-sen. The Kijun-sen is still pointing flat. There is a possibility that we could see the price action retrace back towards there, and that wouldn't surprise. We have seen some volatility in this market over the previous few days. When we had this large black body candle, we did see the buyers come back into the market strongly around the 104.50 level, so we could see some bullishness and see the market testing the higher levels. But I think all of this activity highlights the pattern that we saw previously, this megaphone type pattern, volatility at the top of a strong uptrend, and the market has established itself in this second time frame downtrend, making a series of lower peaks and lower troughs. And here, for the previous day's trading and confirmation of the trend to the downside today, we've established that lower peak, and the market is set up to take out the lower trough here to make another lower trough and continue the trend to the downside. So in big picture terms, a market that's neutral, but quite a bearish market in the faster time frames. The short-term dynamics are supporting the bears. 104.50 is a very, very important level. Next, moving to the British pound US dollar, otherwise known as cable, and here we have an uptrend in force, a series of white body candles over the previous 3 trading days. So we had a candle on the previous day's trading that made a higher high and a higher low. Today's trading, however, we haven't continued that configuration of highs and lows. We have in bar chart terms an inside day, which does raise some doubt about continuation of the trend to the upside. We have a black body candle as well, whereas in the previous 3 trading days the buyers were making net bullish progress. Today the sellers have made net bearish progress, and that does set the market up for a potential change of trend in the first time frame as well. In candlestick terms, we have a market that's closed at the mid-range level, and with the previous 2 days trading, we had the buyers in control of this market, and they had fairly strong control for the previous 2 days trading. Today neither side has closed with control because the market's closed at the mid-range level, so neither the buyers nor the sellers have taken control. The important thing is that the buyers have lost upside momentum in this market. Now for today's trading day, however, the sellers did lose commitment as they tested down below the 158.51 level, and that will be a fairly important level of support for the market going forward for tomorrow's trading. We can see here that it was previously an area of resistance for the market and a fairly strong area of resistance, and today an area of support, so that will be crucial if there is going to be a change of trend to the downside. In terms of reversal patterns, we have a potential reversal pattern here. It's a Harami pattern, and that's where we have a prior uptrend, a fairly large white body candle, and then we have a black body candle today, where the body of today's candle is engulfed by the body of the previous. So the body of today's candle is within the body of the previous, and that basically means that the buyers are no longer making that strong progress that they were making on the previous day's trading. So there is strong potential for a change of trend for tomorrow's trading. But as with all of the Japanese candlestick reversal patterns, we do require confirmation, and confirmation would be a candle that makes a lower high and a lower low. Now just looking at the Kijun Sen here, and that is pointing flat, and we saw that price action was attracted back towards there. So for tomorrow's trading, there is still a possibility that Kijun Sen could be attracted back towards there. So that does add weight to a potential change of trend. If we look at the trend in terms of peaks and troughs, we had the market making a series of lower peaks and lower troughs. The market has taken out the previous peak, but that downtrend remains in force. So we have some indecisiveness in this market as well. This is a little bit like in the first term time frame, where we have potential for an outside day. So the buyers were strong enough to take out that previous peak, so that said something about the strength that the buyers had over the previous 2 days trading. But as I've said, the buyers are no longer supporting this trend to the upside, so we could see that change of trend. If, however, the trend does continue to the upside, we do have strong resistance at 159.28 and then up around the 1.60 level, so there could be strong resistance up roughly around that level. In terms of Ichimoku, the market is bullish in all three time frames. The market's trading above the cloud, above the Kijun Sen, and above the Tenkan Sen, so bullish in all three time frames. But if we look at the Kijun Sen and Tenkan Sen, both of them are pointing flat, and that's reflecting a lack of upside or downside momentum in the medium term and fast term time frame, and the market is in equilibrium in those time frames. So a market that's really trying to make up its mind with regard to direction at the moment. Looking at the Chica span, that's above the corresponding price action, so that's confirming what the indicators are telling us in terms of the position of the price action with regard to the indicators, and confirming the bullishness that we're seeing. Having said that, once again, however, the overall main factor here is that the short-term dynamics aren't supporting the trend to the upside at the moment, but by the same token, the sellers are not strong in this market at the moment either. They failed to take control for this current candle, and they lost commitment around the 158.51 level. So very important for tomorrow's trading is that 158.51 level. And certainly the low at 158.30 for a potential lower high and lower low, but then up around the 159.28 level we do have another important level if the trend does continue up. Next, moving to the US dollar Japanese yen, and here we see the change of trend today. Previous day I highlighted the fact that we were in a first time frame downtrend, but that downtrend was on very, very indecisive candles, three spinning top type candles, that suggested that the sellers really weren't in the ascendancy in this market. They were attempting to take control, but they were losing commitment at each trading day around the 83.28 level. Today we have seen that change of trend with a white body candle, and we have a very strong second time frame uptrend in place, and now we have another higher trough in this strong second time frame uptrend. A very bullish candle when compared to the previous three trading days, with black body candles, and a fairly large white body candle relative to those 3 days, suggesting that the buyers have taken control of this market and they've shown fairly strong commitment. They did lose some commitment throughout the trading day, but only a very modest amount. They have, as I've said, taken control, and they've made very solid net bullish progress. The only negative for them at the moment is this resistance at 84, and we can see that that level was tested on 2 occasions fairly recently, and that will be a very strong level for this market. Above there we do have resistance at 84.50 and no major resistance until the market trades to 85.51. In terms of Ichimoku, the market is bullish in all three time frames, trading above the cloud, above the Kijun Sen and the Tenkan Sen, and the Chica span here is above the corresponding price action, so a very, very bullish market. If we do see a change of trend, and it's not likely that we would, then we do have strong support obviously at the 83.28 level, 83 and 82.79, and that coincides with the Tenkan Sen, and that will be a very, very strong level at 82.79. Just looking at the Kijun Sen, if we look at where the market closed previously, the Kijun Sen was flat. The way the market's trading at the moment, it looks like it could end up pointing up, but at the close of trading it was flat, so there still is a chance that the market could be attracted back towards that Kijun Sen, so we do need to watch that. But with the very strong support that we have down below, then it's likely that the market will hold up around those levels. So a bullish market in all three time frames, and the short-term dynamics are supporting the buyers to the upside. Very strong level of resistance at 84. It's likely that we will see the market test to that level.